Hello, man. Hello, Mgtows. Hope you're all well today. Let me see how the sound check goes. Hello, man. There we go. Everything sounds good. Everything looks good, I think. There we go. Let me bring my pretty face back up there. And hello, man. Hello, Mgtows. Go your own way. Go your own way. By the power vested in me, your Simpsons are forgiven. Be gone. I'm taking away all the Simpsons. All your Simpsons are gone. Hello. Today we're going to talk about Me Too in a little bit. And I used to be really excited about Me Too and used to get my hair up in a bunch and everything. And then I thought, does Me Too really affect MGTOWs? Can it really affect MGTOWs? Is it something that we should be worried about, or is it something that, well, basically simps and PUAs and white knights and beggars and well, abhorrent people, should they be worried about it? And I think they should be worried about it most of all. And I think it's a telltale sign of your character. As we know, a MGTOW monk is a character of unreproachable. Any dispersion that would be cast at a MGTOW monk in a false accusation would just bounce off of us, and laughter would be heard if someone ever accused a MGTOW monk of because our simp sins are gone. Yeah. And I hope all men get there. I hope all men can come out of the simptitude and join the MGTOW monk and be men above reproach. And that's what we're talking about now. We say this men above reproach. What is it to be a man above reproach? I don't bring them things into my house. I don't bring risk into my house. I don't bring women into my house. If there's a woman here, there's somebody else with her, and she's it's pretty much Pence rules. Pence rules around here. No woman comes in this house, hence no false accusation. Hence, I don't play the games. I don't fool around. I don't do the drama. And once you get that MGTOW in you, all them things, all the world, all the feminism, all that garbage, all that Me Too means very little to you, but it means a lot to the other guys. Brett Kavanaugh. It means a lot to our distinguished president, Donald Trump. It means a lot to guys like Bill Cosby and guys like Harvey Weinstein. But you know what the thing I always look at, and it doesn't bother me that Bill Cosby went to jail. It doesn't bother me that Harvey Weinstein got what he got, because he got what he got because he was doing what he was doing. He was all grab assy, and he couldn't control his sexuality. A MGTOW monk is far from that. I'm telling you, a MGTOW monk is far from that. Imagine if you put a MGTOW man like myself, or Were Rabbit, or Father Noah, or Prune Juice, or Leo, or anybody in that kind of position. There would be no couch in that room. There would be no casting couch. There would be simple questions with a recorder going on all of those sessions, going, yeah, can you do the job? Are you qualified for the job? Simple little questions like that. That's what, if I was in Harvey Weinstein's position, that's what I'd be asking. Are you a good actress? Are you a good actor? Can you do the job? Will you represent this company in a good light? And then it'll be, thank you. I'll get back with you. Get the hell out of my office. That's what it would be. And my life is just like that. There's a lot of, I don't need you. Get the hell out of my office. Get the hell out of my way. Get the hell out. Yeah, out of my way. Out of my way. I'm coming through. A MGTOW monk is a different sort of creature, I suppose. That's very peculiar to people on this planet. A MGTOW is a very peculiar creature. We don't do those things. We keep ourselves from risk. And in that, keeping ourselves from risk, we are men above reproach. We don't get accusations thrown at us because they're ridiculous and we laugh at them. They'd be laughable. Me too. I have to ask myself, what kind of men get accused of these things? And I'm sure that somewhere out there, there was somebody that got a false accusation on them. And I feel sorry for them people that get false accusations. And I'm sure there's somewhere out there, out of this multitude of people out there, that someone made an accusation to get money, and men do this and women do this and everybody does this. We're talking about low character people. And with monks, I think we have the ability to distinguish high character people. I don't let low character people in my life. I don't let those kind of people around me. A friend of mine said when I was very young still, he says, "Hey, Joe, you let dirty people around you and you'll get dirt all over you." And I adhere to that. I don't hang around with those people. I don't let people that bother me around them. If it bothers me and it bothers my ideology and my monkness, and then I don't do it. I don't. I have a very decent life. I don't. You don't see naked girls running around in here. you don't see you don't see none of that partying. You don't see none of that frat boy bullshit. I put away with the frat boy bullshit when I ended up when way back in the day when I don't do frat boy stuff anymore. I put away childish things way back in the day. So what kind of men do get accused of these things? Well, Harvey Weinstein, and I don't think anybody in this room could say Harvey Weinstein is the kind of guy that you want to hang around with. Harvey Weinstein can do great for you if your acting career, if you give him a little. But he's not the kind of cat that I hang around with. They're not the kind of that kind of sexual immaturity and sexual boyishness is not the kind of cat that I would have around me. I'd probably punch him in his face. Because that shit gets irritating. And I used to have friends, and when I became a MGTOW, I had to shed all these immature boyish friends that were going to the bar and like woo, I'm gonna get laid tonight and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, that is so and then most of them come home with a 160 $170 short out of their wallet, and they didn't get what they thought they were doing, and they were handing the stripper $5 thinking that she was going to go home with them. What a very immature thing to do. I mean, put that money in your pocket, quit handing the stripper fives. And but when you're young, and some of these guys never actually grow up. I probably get an invite from friends and workmates and stuff like that at least twice a year to go out to a stripper club. And these are very mature men my age. And some of them less, some of them more. And they're like, "Woo, we're going to go shove $5 bills in strippers." And I was like, "No, you guys can go do that all you want. You just go do that thing and tell me about it in the morning." And basically, I don't want to hear about it. And I've never heard of a man going home with the actual stripper. That's some simp ass shit. But simps do it. Simps should be simps and white knights and beggars and pussy hounds and those kind of guys. They should be terrified about me too. I'm not terrified about it. I know I will never get falsely accused of anything in my life because I don't put myself in that kind of position in life. Now, who does? Well, people under extreme investigation do. People like Bill Cosby do. People like people in great power that abuse that right of power. Yeah, they're going to get accused of those things. And I don't see no one accusing Mike Pence of that. Knowing the Pence rule, he would laugh and he would smirk and he'd go, "Yeah, really? Yeah, have a day with that one," because it's just not true. That's what being above reproach is, when you have those kind of Pence rules in your life where everybody would look at you. If someone ever accused Pence of that, everybody would just look over and go, "Really?" But it kind of scares me a little what's going on now. It's become a political thing with our honorable president Donald Trump, and he's taken on a whole new aspect of this, and that's conservatism for you. Uh, the tides have changed on that thing, and everybody, I think most people in the world look at these things and they go, ah, no, we can't have this kind of just accusations. There's going to have to be some investigations on these things, like real criminal stuff, like real stuff that police do, and some investigators coming in, the people you pay for out of your house taxes and shit, to that like to sit on their ass and drink coffee all day but never really do anything. Yeah, those people are going to have to put some of those skills into it and investigate these things. And it's kind of like we have laws in the United States that already exist to cover these things. Yeah, we do. But yeah, all those people would have to start doing their jobs. But the kind of people that don't want these people to do their jobs, are the kind of people with things to hide. And that's always been my mentality and my thing. If this thing bothers you, you're not like me. Most of these guys aren't like me. It doesn't bother me because and it's growing old, and it's getting to that point. Me Too's getting to that point where it's I'm also got like Me Too burnout every time I see one of those things, like and I have to take a different approach to the way I think about it. And I was thinking today, is this really something that Mgtow? Yeah, I can see the MRA and their battle with they think they're going to change all the legal laws, and Brett Kavanaugh and George Bush are going to get in there, and everything's going to, not George Bush, Donald Trump, and everything's going to change until it doesn't change and things get worse. And they think they're going to go back to the 50s and that conservative attitude of theirs. And they're going to have these females standing, at the door with a pie when they get home, and 2.4 kids. and she's going to be like, no, that's a pipe dream, and that's delusional. But maybe for a guy like Brett Kavanaugh that's going through the Me Too stuff right now. And I was thinking about Brett Kavanaugh, what kind of guy that was. This guy's never had a real job in his life. He's been picked and chosen by Grosh and these people his whole life. He went to a special academy in Bethesda, Maryland, for special kids. From that day on, his life has just been, he had 2 lawyer parents. He's never worked at a supermarket in his store. He has no idea where the groceries come from. Workers' rights are going to be out of the picture for him, because he can't imagine these filthy little workers that make the steel. That's what he probably thinks about them. He lives in Chevy Chase, Maryland, where the average income of Chevy Chase, Maryland, for working people there is $250,000, and then you can do the mean average. That includes the women that sit at home, and the average meme in Chevy Chase, Maryland, is $168,000. And Brett Kavanaugh has one of these females that sit at home. She doesn't work no more, even though she is a lawyer. She sits at home, and you know what she does? She sits at home and makes $66,000 a year being the township manager of a 640-acre township at Chevy Chase, Maryland, Township 5. And that's her job. She gets paid for sitting home. And man, do you want that traditionalism? Do you want that sort of traditionalism, the 2.4, but sitting on a seat in today's day and age of Mgtow and progressives? Mgtow is very progressive. We're anti-marriage. We're anti all that garbage. As far as I'm concerned, they can throw away all those family courts, get rid of them, burn them down and everything, and we can do without them. You can go down to your local weed store and have the guy there marry you if you want, and then you have a paper certificate that doesn't mean nothing. And it doesn't give you the right to an entitlement to have a slave for the rest of your life after you get that divorce slip that's coming. Marriage and divorce are the same thing, by the way. Never look at them like they're different. Yeah, that's how progressive I am. I want to do away with the whole system. I want the whole system to go, and I want you to go down to your pot producer and seller and medical weed salesman, and he can marry you out in some hippie theme out in the backyard with little flowers and shit, and he'll give you a piece of paper, a certificate of participation. You get a certificate, roll it up with one of those things you can put the little red bow on there and hand it to you, and you can get a certificate of participation in marriage, because that's what that piece of paper means to me. But in this society, we have marriage that allows our government to turn you, the male, into a slave, and they think that's okay. But we're talking about the character of people, and that's what we're talking about today. MGTOW doesn't invite risk in their life. So who is getting accused of these horrible acts? I don't know none of my buddies that got accused. We're not that important of people. I'm not getting accused. You as a MGTOW will never get accused, as long as you abide by the rules of MGTOW and reduce your life to a minimal risk, and keep a camera around most of the time, and not invite women of low moral character into your life, and you will never get accused, never get married. But the people that I'm thinking that are going to get, yes, they're married men. Married men want to support this thing, and they're usually of a traditional value. They're them conservatives that want to protect their women and everything, and they see that as their duties. But the whole thing turns around on them and flip-flops in their face, and they don't understand why. There's no surprise to that. And there's no surprise to that with me, that married men get accused of this. Elected officials get accused with shady pasts. Yeah, of course, if you got a shady past and you're not a man above reproach, if you're not Pence, then, and you have some history in your background of groping young girls at work, then yes, you're going to get accused. And if you can't keep that thing in your pocket, in your pants, then yeah, you're going to get accused. And that's probably every PUA, every MRA that wants a woman in his house to be a slave so she can make him sandwiches. And yeah, them things will lead to a little animosity. Most marriages will lead to a little animosity, because men are basically entitled little millennials in this day and age, and no woman's going to make your bed and make your coffee for you and stand by the door half pregnant with the cherry pie when you come home. That's ridiculous. But these guys are all screwed up in their head, and they've never even, man, it's from mommy to another mommy and to another mommy and to another mommy their whole life. I mean, these guys would just take up residence inside that slit V if they could. These are men of low character, and these are men that will get accused of those things. And yes, they want Me Too to go away badly. But it doesn't make it a MGTOW subject. MGTOW, I laugh at it. It's ridiculous when I think about it. And people say often that, oh, Joe, you just attack men. You know, I attack men of low character just like I would attack women of low character. But I have the right to say that because I'm not a man of low character. I'm a MGTOW monk, and I have the shield here that will relieve all the simpness in the world. Just come and sign up. Your simp sins are forgiven by the power that's vested in me. Your simp sins are forgiven. Just get a little common sense in your life. Yeah, I know I could be pretty sharp at times. It's something that runs in my family. But yeah, that's the way I think about this thing now. It took a long time to get to this way. First, it was kind of a novelty. Me Too was a novelty to say, oh, all these girls are just making false accusations. But when you think about that, that's ridiculous, and it's not going to roll down to your segment of the society where most of us make $66,000 or less. And not like Brett Kavanaugh's wife that makes $66,000 for sitting on her ass being a township manager, because the people there because the people have so much money in Chevy Chase Section 5 that the average mean income is $250,000. Now, this is what we should be looking at, and this is why he's under investigation, because we want to know the moral character of the guy we put in a Chief Justice seat. Don't you want to know about his moral character? I want to know about his moral character. I don't know. I want to know if he's been chasing the girls in his office around with his penis hanging out. That would be of interest to me. And that's why we have these inquiries. The flat just bring him in and everybody says, okay, yeah, he's the guy. No, that doesn't happen in the United States. You have to go through the court of public opinion first. If it was that way, and by the way, this guy trying to get this guy passed, this guy ain't worked a day in his life ever since he came out of high school, which he went to the special boys high school for rich kids in Bethesda, Maryland, has never had a job. He's been that special boy all his life. He's been on the council of the George Bush. He's been on the council of the president. He's been chief justices. Friends of his have given him come ups all along the way. This is the guy that we all us common guys, we look at him and say, I'd like to punch that guy in the face. That guy's so soy soft that he makes me mad. But for some reason, MGTOW has to go along with this arbitrary bullshit that he gets a P pass because sometimes somewhere he's going to be good for MGTOW. No, he won't. He's a traditionalite. He's married. He will uphold all those laws and probably a few more that are going to come in from the backside after he's. That's the questions MGTOW should be asking. Is this guy going to be good for Mgtow? Is this guy going to be good for the manosphere? Hell no. Hell no. And I don't care if all the Me Too accusations in the world come out about him. I go look at this creep's history and go, no, this guy, this is that guy, guys. This is that entitled, this entitled little American that's never known an income under $250,000 a year his whole life. Has never worked in a supermarket. And if he did, he'd be making that shit up. And we're not supposed to investigate the Yale frat boy that's running around with his penis out? Are you freaking kidding me? So in my book, it ain't about me too, and it ain't about that. It's about doing our due diligence as Americans, asking questions about these elitist. And yes, he is an elitist. He lives in Chevy Chase, Maine, where the average income is $250,000 a year. That's the average person that walks into that town makes $250,000 a year. They don't let people like me or you in that town. His wife makes more than me right now, sitting on her ass at home, being in charge of some fake fucking township hall meeting. Do you think this guy's going to rule in your favor when your steel worker union rights come up? Huh? No, you're going to be the next slave. I would rather people that was a little more grounded in reality instead of the special boy from Washington, D.C. that got everything handed to him in his life, move in to a justice position on our Supreme Court for the rest of our life so he can be the special guy for the rest of his life. That was the plans. That's the Manchurian. That's the very Manchurian candidate we all fear for the rich. But no, here we are in MGTOW taking his side because of some Me Too accusations that don't bother us at all. You ain't going to be that guy. You ain't going to be that guy that's going to get accused. You know why? Because you're better than Brett Kavanaugh. You didn't have a frat boy mentality. You weren't the guy running around with your dick out at the party. You had a little honesty and dignity in your life. You weren't the simp. This guy's been simping so long, he don't know the difference between simping and not simping. And them are the questions we should be asking. Let's keep it real and let's keep it rough in here. He ain't never broke a fingernail or burned a finger or had a finger chopped off in a steel mill. He don't know what it's like to put a grocery. He doesn't know what it's like to drive a truck, and he doesn't know anything about back breaking labor, which most of you guys know a lot about. He ain't an ordinary guy. He don't even qualify for a middle class guy. This guy's had that silver spoon so far shoved up his ass all of his life. He don't even know he thinks the average income of a person's about 250. He probably thinks that poor people make under $77,000 a year. Go ahead, put that asshole in there. I'll tell you what, things will get exponentially worse, not because he got accused of Me Too or by some girls. It'll be exponentially worse because he's a horrible fucking person. And that's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. And all this I don't know, astroturfing of Mgtow with these alt-righters that just Trumpites and Brett Carr and Meetoo. Take that over there to that other group, the MRA. They're interested in that. They think they can change the laws. The laws that the government makes billions and billions and billions and billions and maybe even trillions of dollars on a year. The laws that put me and you and every working man in danger. Because if you have a couple kids and you get a divorce, you're going to live in a one room if you can afford that. If you can afford that, or you're going to have to live in your van like a few of the guys in here had to do. And it's mighty cold on a cold Ohio night. You'll be thinking about leaving your job to a better, sunnier southern location just because you can't afford heat. And our government makes millions and millions of dollars off of the divorce court industry, which is the same thing as the marriage industry. It's in the same office, and those are the things I want to shut down. Like I said, we can get married, go down to your local pot dealer and have a hippie wedding with those little roses on that thing, and he'll hand you a certificate of participation, because that's what marriage means to me. You get a certificate of participation, and it doesn't mean you get a slave. And it doesn't mean the female gets someone to take care of her for the rest of her life. And it doesn't mean the female doesn't have the same responsibilities that her body, her choice, when she opens up her legs. It never once in your life became your responsibility, men, because you can't have kids. And if you're one of those conservatives that think you can have kids, you're an idiot. And you're not in touch with the natural order of the freaking universe. Men can't have babies. We can donate sperm. That's it. And that doesn't make us responsible, because the law itself says that's no longer my property as soon as it leaves my body. It's like spit. And that's what MGTOW is about. It's getting back to the logic of the world. It's about getting back to nature. It's about getting back to the reality of things, not living in this artificial society that permeates our lives and makes you all into slaves for some communal benefits of people like this Kavanaugh that lives in a $1.5 million mansion in a place you will never in your life be able to afford to live in, because the average meme salaries are $250,000 a year and up, and they do say up. Then people don't even like you. All they want is your money, and they don't want to work for it. They want you to work for it. They want you to break your back. They want you as a slave. And one of the chief proponents of getting a slave in this society is you getting a divorce. Then you have to fund that Health and Human Service Department. And they get whatever they want. Their system rolls on. Their corrupt system rolls on. And then they have the gall to tax your house. Man. Man, you want to get rid of the government? Well, you start with your local. Like I say, we got 14 buildings in a 4-mile radius of me in a county that houses 250,000 people. We got 14 buildings. Who do you think's paying for that? These entitled people that don't think they have to work, that don't think they have to work on the farms. No, they don't go out to work on the farms. You go out to work on the farms. They like your back to do that. 14 people, 14 buildings that probably houses about 10 to 15,000 people, or probably employs 10 to 15,000 people. And I ain't even including that mammoth Health and Human Service building up there that employs 300 people at least. And you're paying for it out of your pocket. I don't care if I have Ash Street roads. I'll fix my road in front of my house with my back and a little tar and a little rocks and stuff. I'll fix that hole and I'll take that responsibility. But I don't want to be paying for hundreds of thousands of people that don't know anything about the meaning of actual work, actual physical labor. And that's your government. And there's millions of them. Yeah, they made me cut my grass. I had to cut my grass because they were going to give me a fine because I don't cut my grass. My grass. They are now the Lord ruler over my grass, which actually I was gonna harvest the weed off the top of it, but I was gonna tell them it was a farm now, but that's these people there. There's building inspectors and city police and water police and garbage police and street police and secretarial police, and then there's the real police, and then the FBI and that asswad down the street that thinks he's in your business. He's policing, and that's what we get out of this police nation. And it's not just my neighborhood, it's every neighborhood in the United States that has to deal with all these dickwads that think they're authorities. And where is this thing rolling down from? Well, it's rolling down from the top. It's rolling down from the very Supreme Court nominees you put in there, and the very Supreme Court nominees that live in a neighborhood doesn't even reflect your neighborhood. Like I said, the average mean salary in that neighborhood is $250,000 and up, and this guy's never worked a day in his life. But they're happy to take your money, and they're happy to tell you you can't smoke pot, and they're happy to regulate everything about your life down to the stop signs and bogus street lights that they put up so they can pull people over and give you fucking road taxes. Anytime I see it, I ride my bike everywhere now, and I take Uber. Anytime I see someone getting a ticket, I just think, man, the sheriff of Nottingham's out, and he's sticking it to them hard. Them tickets on an average cost $240 a ticket now, and that cop's happy to give them away because that pays his salary. And the only reason he's working is to give those out, and that's what I would call a graft. Like I said, we got 14 buildings, and we hardly have any population up here, but we're paying thousands of people to do nothing but sit on their ass and make authoritarian decisions on you. And we want to talk about we have a big federal government. We have a huge federal government, and we have a huger local government. We have a huger state government. As soon as we start chipping away from the bottom, that's when your taxes, your actual taxes will come down. Otherwise, they're going to keep giving tax breaks to the guys like Kavanaugh that lives in that multi-billion-dollar neighborhood there, that wife sits on her ass all day and makes $66,000 for doing nothing. That's the neighborhood they think you should live in. that you pay these special entitled perks to these people that do nothing for you except involve yourself in the sexual politics of your bedroom. And that's how they get their slave. We got multicultural slaves nowadays. I see it every day going, the multicultural slaves going back and forth on the highway to them jobs. Because them are the people that are they're gonna lift the grains and get your food to your supermarket. Them are the people that understand the work it takes to do that. While these other asswads in our government just chip away on their pay and they think they're entitled to it. You want to talk about entitlement? That's true entitlement. And any MGTOW that wants to be my friend will see it that way in their life and start complaining about these small local governments tapping in with every graft they can think of on your house, on your wallet, on your possessions, on who you hang around with. We got sin taxes coming out of our our bejeebers in Ohio. Jesus Christ. These things right here should be $1 a pack, but the government makes an additional $4 a pack on them so they can put that in there. They tax your toilet paper if they could. They tax your soda pop from the back. We used to have a deal in Ohio that we'd pay house taxes, and we wouldn't have to pay food taxes. You know what those greedy son of a bitches did? They come from the back end and they started taxing the owners of the grocery stores in some greedy tax, and the owner of the grocery store agrees to put it on the food price, and then you pay for it anyways. And nobody complains about it because nobody looks in it, because we're all so used to watching Oprah on the freaking TV. And nobody wants to look at what's happening right in front of their eyes, where we have two classes of people. And you ain't one of those upper class elites. And if you do become one of them, make a difference. But they'll pick and choose their own, just like they're doing right now with Brett Kavanaugh. He was bred, he was raised for that job. That boy doesn't know it. He's so soy soft. He never did an honest day of labor in his life. From the Bethesda, Maryland special high school for boys that he went to every step in his life, someone was there to give him a come up. From daddy and mommy being a lawyer to right now, yeah, the special people, the special elite. And you're going to look at one of your brothers and call him entitled? These are the same people that look at a food recipient of welfare stamps and call him entitled for that $100 check while they're taking millions from you. He's entitled? No, they're entitled. And that's what we got to stop in this country of ours. And most Americans are too stupid to understand how it works because they're too busy watching Oprah and believing that garbage. But they want to take our platform here away from us because we speak a lot of truth, and that truth comes down in their ears like little drill bits going in there. They don't want to hear it. And they're like, no, 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 no. We like our soft little cushy society where we have to take the brunt of all the taxes and pay for that on your back, and you get to watch your mom and dad die like I watched my mom. My dad died of mesothelioma from working in a factory with that kind of stuff in there, and my mom died of leukemia from working in a packed plastics factory. Both of them Irish immigrants. But what do you think I think they have on their mind for me? And my dad was a good dad. He was a good father, and I loved him dearly. I had to watch that whole horrible thing, why people argued about what they did to them. And every year, right around February, I get a check for $700 as a big insult to me. I would give all those $700 checks back for one day with him. And I still should have them. Now, when you're voting on a guy and when you're looking at a guy like Brett Kavanaugh that never did a day in his life and want to put toxic things back into your factories because it would be simpler and better for greedy businessmen, you better think about that long and hard and quit being distracted by the show that's going on in social media and Me Too. And then just rolls down into our very MGTOW environment around here where we're getting astroturfed by married men and alt-right idiots and all sorts of idiots that want you to think the way they think because they like that. They like living in that traditional world. Like I said, MGTOW is progressive to the day I die, and it's just the truth. And if you don't like it, well, hit the bricks. I want to get rid of that marriage industry. I want to get rid of that tax industry and make America great again. Yeah, truly great. Where the people of this country run this country, not a bunch of jackasses that have no concept of reality. That's what I was thinking about today, guys. I know it's a little difficult and it's a little harsh to listen to me sometimes. But that's the way I am. I'm Traversable Mgtow, and I thank you each and all of you for showing up to my rant today. And I hope you're all having a great day. I'm going to go grab one of those homemade beers that I made this week. Open it up, crack it, and enjoy that. It's the best thing in the world. It tastes better than anything you're going to buy at the store. Being MGTOW is about a lot. Being MGTOW is about being a decent person. Being MGTOW is about not being a simp, and being a MGTOW is getting all your simp sins forgiven from your past and putting that way the fuck behind you. And each and every one of you guys, I hope you're having a great day. And that's it. I'm going to end this podcast on have a great day and get out there and do your job as a MGTOW. Drop a little truth where you go. Drop some truth everywhere you go. And tell on these jackasses. And we got to stop all this astroturfing of MGTOW with married guys and alt-right pundits that want conservatism the rule, and it's just as deadly as the libbies they talk about. Somewhere in the middle, somewhere are the honest thinking people with little morals and values like me and you that have to wade through the sea of muck. But that's our job, I guess. That's our job as MGTOW. Tell the truth. And it will hurt them and they will hate you. And they do hate us so much because we're going to end all this garbage. And they know it. Each and every one of you guys have a great day. Smile. Get out there. Enjoy life. I took a bike ride earlier. I was waving at everybody. Hey. They had no idea I'm Traversable Mgtow, and they still love me even if they did know. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Put yourself out there. The only way we're going to change this is if we get right up in their faces and do it with passion. We do it with rage. We make our words strong. We don't moderate anything. That's what we do. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you're having a great day. And I'm going to go grab one of my home brews and sit back and go steal a movie off of one of those free movie sites tonight, or watch a ball game or something. I'm going to do something. Maybe I'll go out for another bike ride in the dark. I bought a new jacket with one of those day glow orange things on them for riding at night. I wanted to try that out. And it's getting cool. It's starting to change, Halloween and some of the festivals, and get out and enjoy some of the fall festivals. They're great. The apple festivals, the pumpkin festivals, whatever festival you got going on. Them things are great. You can meet common people just like yourself and have some chats and just be good. Just be good people. Never ever get married, Mgtow, and never fall for that conservatism. We ain't going back to the 50s. That ship has sailed. Too much water under the bridge, and we don't want to go back. What we really want as Mgtows is that whole Goliath marriage and divorce system to be torn down. And like I said, go see the local hippie and get married. He'll marry you in one of those flowery vestibules while you're smoking pot. He'll give you a certificate of participation. And that's what that means. It's about the same. It's nothing more than a piece of paper that drives you into slavery. And with that, have a great day, Mgtows, and I'm out. I'm Traversable Mgtow. And thanks a lot, men, most of all, for being Mgtow. It takes courage and strength to be Mgtow. You Mgtows, have a great day.